Barrios, Garcia, Romero, Haney and Norman all potential opponents. So who should Conor Benn fight next? Conor Benn listed Mario Barrios, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, Devin Haney and Brian Norman as potential next opponents following his masterful victory over bitter rival Chris Eubank Jr. on Saturday night. The 29-year-old always planned to end this rivalry and segue from middleweight down to welterweight to challenge for a 147-pound world title. DAZN News analyses why Barrios could be the perfect opponent as Benn, whose win moved him to a 24-1 record, bids to emulate his father Nigel by becoming a world champion. Why should Benn face Barrios? A victorious Benn, adrenaline pumping through his veins, named several potential opponents for his next fight, but a showdown with current welterweight champion Barrios is tantalizing. I fancy Barrios for the WBC world title. A victorious Benn began telling DAZN in the ring after beating Eubank Jr. at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, Devin Haney, Benn added, all of them Yanks can get it any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Benn, who dropped Eubank Jr. twice in the 12th round of their rematch, not only ended their rivalry but sent an instant message to the welterweight division in the process that he wants to follow in his father's footsteps of winning a world title, and beating Eubank Jr. could open the door to a dream showdown with Barrios. Benn's most recent bout at welterweight took place 3 years ago against Chris Van Heerden. The British fighter required just 2 rounds to secure a knockout victory over the South African. Benn in red-hot form and is ready to face Barrios. While Benn undoubtedly enjoyed the finest hour of his career in beating Eubank Jr. at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, El Azteca has been inactive since his controversial draw with boxing icon Manny Pacquiao in July. It was his second straight draw, and there were plenty who felt the latter, 16 years older, edged the scorecards that a fight between Benn and Barrios would provide the Englishman with the chance to shape a new legacy beyond his victory over Eubank Jr. Barrios, though, may not choose to play ball on granting him an immediate fight, with Souleymane Cissokho, the current WBC mandatory challenger, and likely at the front of the queue. Discussing his future aspirations after beating Eubank Jr., Benn told Boxing Social, I want to fight for the WBC world title next. For me, that's the priority. I know Mauricio Souleymane will bless that fight, given history and my dad with the WBC world title. Let's see if we can make that Barrios fight next. Immediately, providing Barrios wants the fight, which we've had communication from him and his team, and that's the fight that will highly likely happen next for me at 147. What options does Benn have beyond Barrios? If Benn is determined to get a strap, he could turn his attention to WBA champion Rolando Romero, the only other governing body where he is currently ranked as a contender. Of the fighters he named, Barrios and WBA title holder Romero are champions. Haney challenges WBO title holder Brian Norman at Ring 4 on November 22nd, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Benn clearly has a number of options, and said on Saturday night, there's plenty of world title opportunities for me to get, whether it's Barrios, Garcia, Rolly Romero. These are the fights that are being talked about after the fight, straight away. Brian Norman, I'll fight any of these guys. Watch Benavidez vs. Yard live only on DAZN. David Benavidez vs. Anthony Yard headlines a star-studded Ring 4 fight card in Riyadh on Saturday, November 22nd. Watch it exclusively on DAZN PPV.